Day 3 of the 10-day marathon ICC World Cup team previews, and today we have a team on hands who we don't like to talk about much as Indian cricket fans. The team that has no haters in the world, and the team that has no haters. The players, they don't hate anybody. They are the most loveliest persons you will meet on a cricket field. We're talking about the New Zealand team who no one talks about. Right before every World Cup, it's like Australia, England, India, even Pakistan. Where is New Zealand? They quietly sneak into the semi-finals, and then the luck doesn't favor them. But they are a very strong side. And to be more precise, they have the man back at the helm. That's KW, Kane Williamson is back at the helm for New Zealand. Pritam, that's a huge boost. We were like, khelega, nahi khelega, is he going to play? But I think that's a huge boost in itself if you have Williamson back.
Absolutely, it is a huge plus point. Thank you so much for having once again. Welcome each and every one of you who are part of this live show once again. Don't forget to subscribe to Direct and the Fifth Umpire in case you want to be part of this 10-day marathon. It's the third day. We still have 7 more teams left in this marathon, but this team, they are definitely one of the silent killers, we must say. The underdogs who silently sneak into the playing circuit and sneak into the semi-finals every time. They are runners up the past 2 times, so you cannot judge their capabilities every time. Just like Aryan said, the 4 teams he spoke about, we are all already hyped about those 4 teams, but also even to some extent South Africa. But where's New Zealand? They are definitely part of that team, and that is the reason why this World Cup will be so equal to these 6 to 7 teams, even considering the likes of Sri Lanka. If they play well, they are going to miss one of their key players, but still, but this team, New Zealand, we are going to definitely talk about a lot in this live show, but they are definitely a team to watch out for, Aryan.
Yeah, and we'll just get started with the presentation. Our guest will come very soon. In the meantime, what I said is the squad you can have. But before we start it off, please do like the video, subscribe to both the channels, and keep supporting the marathon. So here's the team. The thing that I am most impressed by in this team is that it's got the variety, right? And the thing is, Rachin Ravindra, the left arm added. Tim Southee is fit, by the way. News for everybody who was thinking that he isn't going to be the part. He is the part of the squad. He is traveling, and he is, continuing what we say, the rehabilitation of the thumb
Rehab.
that he got injured. So I think the 11 is pretty much good to be picked. We'll talk about it later. But Conway and now they have Will K. Yes, he is fit to play. Shankar sir, I think he is fit to play. To answer your question, and I was saying Kane is fit. From what I've been hearing, he's well and ready to go. He'll be number 3. Now the question is that do you open with say Will Young, or do you push Tom Latham up the order, even if it's a lefty? But I think it's a Will Young, and then they have the solid core that is in form. Glenn Phillips, Daryl Mitchell, and Tom Latham. That
Yeah.
builds their middle order. So that's a very strong middle order. Phillips can up the ante. Then you got the likes of Nisham, Satner. And bowling is complete. They've got Lockie, Bolt, and Saudi. And then you got excellent backup in Matt Henry. Right. So, Pritam, I think very well rounded squad, and very hard to pick any nuances in this squad or any chinks in their armor. Do you see any of them at the moment?
No, completely not. Because the thing is that this playing 15 players are really talented and they pick themselves the players. Because if you look into the conditions, they will be being in Asian conditions. Ish Sodi, a player to watch out for, single-handedly defeated Bangladesh the previous day. But Rachinder Ravindra, I will be very excited to see how he performs. A young chap, but it's his first. ICC format World Cup, nothing better, and a place where he must know a lot about it. So, yes, a lot of things to discuss. Mitch Santner, player definitely that troubles India, loves to trouble India, and is man for big occasions. I feel so. So, he's going to definitely be there. But here's an interesting point. Looking at the squad, don't you think they'll miss Martin Guptill? Absolutely.
I think
I mean,
we'll bring in our guest, and he'll answer the questions. Yatharth is our guest for today. So hello Yatharth, and what are your thoughts? Just taking this question, Martin Guptill, will they miss him, or you think New Zealand is packed for now? I think he's facing some network issues.
yeah, no problem. We'll take it forward.
No problem.
Yatat, can you hear
Yeah.
us? Yatat, can you hear
Yeah.
us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear.
We
Yeah, I can hear you now.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we were talking about this New Zealand squad, Yathar. First of all, welcome to the show. And secondly, we were
My pleasure.
saying, what about the services? We have a fan question for you. That is, will New Zealand miss the service of Kane William? I'm sorry, Martin Guptill at the top of the order. Do you think New Zealand will miss them, or do you think this squad is strong enough to play themselves?
I mean, not precisely. They have got plenty of options when it comes to open. They have got Will Young, they've got Tom Latham, and Devon Comey, who looks in sublime touch as of now. But the only thing which reminds me of Martin Guptill is that direct hit to MS Dhoni, which directly eliminated us from the chances of going into the final. I mean, that's still a heartbreak to a lot of us. But as of now, Martin Guptill, all credits what he has done in the past. But I still feel that this New Zealand side does not require a need of Martin Guptill in the side because they have got Conway, who can just take the game away from you once he is set and once he is around in the middle. And when you have got somebody like Conway,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are facing
Um,
difficulties hearing him, but no problem
yeah.
with
No
that,
worries.
Aryan.
No worries. I think he picked out on the squad that it's fairly a good squad for now. That is the point he was trying to make there, and yeah, looks fairly good to me. And then we can move on to the next slide. We've talked about the squad in a nutshell, but we'll go into the depth once we reach the playing 11 stage, and that will give us an idea of how they are going to be formed and who out of the 15 are going to be the four backups once we reach the 11th stage. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, this is the next sound. It's like taking a horse near the well, Pritam and Yatharth. And I think the horse needs to drink the water by itself. The players push the team towards that knockouts, which is the well. But then the team is the horse. They need to go past it and then drink the water. So, uh, Pritam, you think that that analogy fits with this New Zealand team, looking at the history?
They definitely do not want to remember the past two World Cups, surely not, especially not the 2019, because you can say 2015 they were completely taken apart since Mitchell Stark delivery to McCallum. But in the 2019 World Cup, they came yet so close, but yet so far. Like Ian Smith's commentary, margin of errors, by the barest of margins, England won the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019. So yes, you can see the picture as well. They came so close, but unfortunately they couldn't win the 2019 World Cup. So yes, I am telling you, they will be strong again in this year's World Cup, because we have seen the 2016 World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, at the Asian conditions, they were pretty good. They were pretty good, but they will love, and like we are speaking in the past three of the sessions as well. These players, most of the players are known in Indian conditions just because they have IPL experience, and they will love playing here because they know what to be done. And not, they're not like India. India will play in 8 different venues, but these teams, they will have at least one stadium they will play twice. So they have those advantages. They can look into the dimensions. But yes, I think 2011, 2015, 2019 has been a heartbreak for New Zealand. I hope that they can break this curse and get into the winning zone.
Yatharth, if you can hear us, if you want to just take a quick a view on this past history of New Zealand, if you can unmute. and if you can hear us. Mm,
No,
maybe
unfortunately
you
not.
can, maybe you can rejoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So always underdogs, as Rohan is saying. Very apt, very apt. No questions about it. Underdogs in New Zealand, yes. And this is an interesting question that Gopal has brought up, Pritam. And
He says
you
Henry
know,
Nichols tomorrow in the
will
ICC squad announcement. But my question to Gopal to you in the same question is that instead of whom do you want instead of the likes of Will Young? Then you have to get Tom Latham up. So I'll bring up this conversation once he says instead of whom does he want the playing
yeah.
11 or the squad of Henry Nichols to be added in the squad. I'll definitely bring up that point once he said that. But Shankar sir says. New Zealand always a good ODI team and a World Cup record is awesome. Yes, you can see the history: semi-finals, semi-finals, finals, finals. So they have a tremendous record. So I don't know whether is it the black jersey that is putting a curse on them or something else. But yeah, they do not have much of a success out here. But looking into what Gopal said, it's that he wants in place of Chapman. That's a very interesting point, Aryan. Would you do that change if you are a New Zealand selector?
Yeah, see, the only reason Chapman is in the squad is he offers a bit of spin, right? So that can be the reason, the Asian conditions. And see, I'm also wearing grey, so I've picked out a shirt for the day. We are doing New Zealand. So, see, Chapman, the Gopal, the only reason Chapman is there is because I think a bit of spin. Otherwise, I would have gone with Nichols. He's just performed really well in the Bangladesh tour, man. So hard luck, and still there are, what's the time? 3 and 27, 27 hours to go. 27 odd hours to go. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think we have
definitely.
Yatharth. But can you hear us better?
Yeah, I can. Yes, I can.
All right, fantastic to
Yeah.
see that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that
thoughts on Henry Nichols? Henry Nichols, Yatharth. आ जाएगा टीम
I,
में? Is he going to come in the next 28 hours left?
yeah, I mean, you can have about questions about every single player. I mean, this is the complexion of the New Zealand side and all the international side. To be very honest, if you look at Indian team, you have got questions around Sanju Samson, Ashwin to be included. So there can be question all around. But if you look this 15-member squad for the New Zealand, I feel that this could be the most rounded squad which they can avail, especially in the Asian conditions. Having so many variety of left-handers. If you look the complexion of the side, they already have a lot of left-handers. You have got Devon Conway, you've got Tom Latham, you've got Middle Santner as well. So I mean that's a well-rounded side. I specifically, if you ask me, I don't really think that they will miss Henry Nicholas.
Okay. Okay. Fair point. Beat them next slide.
all right, no problem with that. So yeah, that is the first time, or rather the second time you're part of our session, and it's the first time you have been part in the ICC Cricket World Cup marathon. So there's an interesting addition we have made in this
Okay.
marathon is that we have three trivia questions, not just for you, for all the fans as well, on the viewers. It's open to all. You will just get two
Okay.
attempts to answer the correct answer. Even the fans as well. The fastest person that announces will definitely get a mention. So it's trivia time right now. The first question over to you. That is, who hit the final six in the 2015 World Cup semi-final to take New Zealand to the finals of the World Cup?
Was it Kane Williamson? No.
Okay, you've got one attempt. Let's wait. Let's wait for the fans, and I'll give you one more try after 10 seconds.
Okay.
I'll give you one more try after 10 seconds. You said Kane Williamson. We
No, he was
accepted your
not.
question.
I get it.
We accepted your answer, but let's wait 10 seconds for all the people. We have already received
Okay, we've
one of
got
the
an answer.
answers.
So
We'll give
you
you
can
one
have
more
a go.
try.
We've got an answer already from the
Y-
fans.
Yes, you can have a go. Yeah, that. Who is the
Okay,
second
I'll
player
give
you
you a
want to
hint.
choose?
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint here. The bowler was Dale Steyn. So I've given you a very good hint. The bowler was Dale Steyn.
I can actually rewind the whole scene, but I'm failing to guess the player's name. It was over deep mid wicket. The shot
All
was
right,
over.
you're pretty close, but it was none other than this man. It was Grant Elliott who hit Dale Steyn over long on for six. And Yes, Gopal says Elliot. Shankar sir says Elliot.
Oh no,
Priyanka
Luke
says, please
Ronchi.
repeat
No,
the
Luke
question.
Ronchi is not the answer.
Please repeat the question twice. Definitely, we'll do it for next time. Luke Ronchi, no, it's a hell no. It's not Luke Ronchi. Probably Luke Ronchi was part of the Australian squad in 2015, or was he part of England, New
No, no,
Zealand?
he was keeping for New Zealand, I think. In this, he
Okay,
was
but it
keeping for.
wasn't Luke Ronchi. It was Grant
Yeah.
Elliott who hit the six to take New Zealand into the World Cup final and break the hearts of South Africa,
Okay,
who
he's
were
the
once again.
Elliot is the first person to make 11 grown men cry on a cricket ground. So he's
Absolutely.
also that. He's the first person to
Absolutely.
do that as well.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so we move on. We'll have two more trivia questions very soon. It's time for the last five ODI games history and the form for New Zealand. Aryan, you can take it over.
Okay, so see, they've had a mixed bag. It's rain in the first ODI, and then it's 2 wins, 2 losses. So you thought, will they look it too much into it? I don't think so. They'll just go in with a positive attitude in Ahmedabad. I think. Do they look too much into it?
Not specifically. I mean, good side, quality side, lot of experienced player, and when it comes to Asian condition, they already have idea while playing the IPL. And Ahmedabad is such a good ground, to be very honest. Like that doesn't feel foreign to the foreign players specifically come. So it's long ground. They got adequate pace.
Probably we lost him once again, is it?
Last times the finalist of the last 2019 gets to play here. So I believe it's going to be a fair contest, even Steven both the sides, and it's going to be a most wanted
Okay, so I
contest.
think he talked about the first game, na? New Zealand versus England. So he says
Yeah.
that you won't really look into the form. So yeah, Pritam, we can just move on. I think that's his opinion. If you want to add something, Ronki started first. Yes,
Absolutely.
we know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Shankar says Ronki started for Australia, then played for New Zealand the 2015 World Cup as well. Yeah, that's what we are doing, and loving the trivia questions. Keep them coming. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for that. We'll have two more, and we still have seven more teams to cover up. So we'll definitely have these interesting parts. But it's very 50-50 out here for New Zealand. Two losses versus England at England, two
Mm.
wins at Bangladesh, which is a big bonus because Bangladesh conditions, Indian conditions are pretty much similar, and in between there's a rain in the first ODI versus Bangladesh. And we move on to the next question, and it's the next trivia question. Yadad, over to you once again. Second trivia question for the day. Hopefully, you can get off the mark. It is against which team did the legendary Shane Bond take his figures of 6
No.
for 23 in the 2003 World Cup? I repeat, against which team did Shane Bond take the figures of 6 for 23 in the 2003 World Cup? You'll have two guesses once again. The first, I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, no chance I can guess this. I can only guess about like which team it would be.
Yes, only which
Uh,
team? I just want only the team name. We have started receiving answers, so I want you to be a bit quick, Yadad, if your network is supporting you. Okay, it's even open to the fans.
what did you say? I think he
I,
said the answer, but he glitched. He said the answer. I
Yadad,
heard.
Yadad, I couldn't get your answer. May I have your answer once again? Okay, we are missing Yadad. Shankar sir says England. No, it is not
No,
England, Shankar sir. And Priyanka guessed it right. It is Australia.
Australia.
It is
Australia,
Australia
yes.
against whom um, Shane Bond took the 2003 in the World Cup 6 for 23. Yes, Priyam says Australia. That's correct. Shankar sir says Australia in the second attempt. Yes, Shankar sir, this time you're correct. So we move on. Yadad, we have once again lost you. No worries with that. Aryan, fixtures for New Zealand.
Uh-huh.
First, we look into the fixtures which are ideal for them, and we look into the conditions that is spinning track.
Yeah,
Chennai, two
they're on a
games.
cakewalk. They're basically on a cakewalk in their first 4 games. Okay, so I see no disrespect to any of the teams, but comparing New Zealand to all these teams, if they beat England, then I think they can probably win 4 on 4, and then
Yeah,
solidify their
absolutely.
chances basically in the tournament, right? Because Netherlands, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and then the tough road starts for them. So key for New Zealand is win the first 4 games, win as many as you can out of the first four, because the road gets tougher. It's India, Australia, South Africa, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all the top sides, and then New Zealand will find it challenging. So you do you also think that it's a bonus for New Zealand that they're playing slightly lighter teams on their side first up?
Yeah, absolutely. The first 4 games we see England, Netherlands, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. I only think it looks a cakewalk, but Bangladesh and Afghanistan at Chennai, it will not be that easy as it looks, because these teams are Asian teams and they love playing as many spinners as possible. So if Chennai produces a ranked turner, so it's going to be tough for New Zealand against these two sides. They have the quality with them, but how much can they produce? But if they can defeat England at Ahmedabad, which I think will be a run scoring game, high scoring game around 290, 300, 320. If they can do that, and if they can win against England, because they have recently played England, that's the reason I'm expecting them to fight well. Because the second half of the tournament, from the late October and in the month of November, things are getting tough for New Zealand. So even the 2 games at Bangalore, it will be high scoring against Pakistan and Sri Lanka, where it will be even Stevens, because it's not going to turn much. It's going to be flat. It's going to be run scoring, just like not like Rajkot today, but just like that. But I'm expecting a good game, and New Zealand should definitely capitalize in the first 4 games. Conway, another South African man like Elliot, are ready to break the hopes for for Proteus. Oh my God, we'll definitely come to the day we discuss about South Africa. But till then, let's keep it back to New Zealand. Aryan, the game you're looking forward to should be a game very tricky for New Zealand.
I want India to beat New Zealand in Dharamshala, because these are the favorable conditions. So you'll get the English feel, uh, ball moving, and I want to. But that will be the toughest game. Beating the host is the toughest game, basically for any side this World Cup. So India is the toughest game for me. What are your thoughts? I picked the Indian game on the 22nd.
Yeah, absolutely. India is one. I also fancy Bangladesh at Chennai, and also England at Ahmedabad. If you have to be on a good note, you have to kickstart the tournament with a win. So that game on the 5th, after the opening ceremony, things get heated up. Expecting Ahmedabad to be a packed one, even if India is not playing, because it's a high voltage game in England versus New Zealand. It's a very important game, and I think that game is going to be equally important for both the sides to get off the mark in the tournament with a victory. And I think it's a great opportunity for New Zealand to upset on the first day by beating the world champions. To be very honest.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I would like to inform the guests, all the people watching, that Yatharth is facing some network issues. So we want to thank him for joining, and hope to see him more. And we'll take the show from here. And Pritam, you can go to playing
Definitely.
11, and we'll also announce what Yatharth had. So, see, there's one change. He's sort of opening with Tom Latham, and then he's adding James Neesham into the team. As far as my and Pritam's teams are concerned, he's also adding James Neesham to the team,
Yeah.
and he's added Matt.
Me and he has James Neesham, while you
Yeah.
have Tim Saudi and Ish Sodi. Both of you have that, but I don't have Ish Sodi in my team, so it's subject to the conditions pretty
Okay,
much.
so Gopal has sent in his young Conway, Kane subject to fitness, Nichols. He wants Nichols in the team at any cost. So don't worry, Gopal. Kane Williamson will be fit. So put Kane at three. Daryl Latham Phillips, same as mine. Then Satner, Ravindra. So he's not going in with his Sodi. Maybe he wants some extra batting down the order. And then it's Henry and not Ferguson. So uh, Pritham, questionable picks, because why won't you want to go in with a 150k bowler against England?
I would rather fancy him because he has just led the New Zealand side. So you would want somebody. You're not just giving him the captaincy if you're not serious about his playing 11. That is the reason why I was going with the 3 players that played the World Cup 2019 final. That's Bolt, Ferguson, and Henry, and that's the reason I stick to them. I know Saudi is fit, but Saudi at in Indian conditions with bowling at 130, 135 clicks, I don't think so. He will be that dangerous against an England side that would love scoring high runs. So if he doesn't get swing, just like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar stuff. If he doesn't get swing, he's a waste of a bowler. His 10 overs is a bonus for England. That's the reason why I have not gone with Saudi. Extra pace is something that will be crucial to be seen. Just like Haris Rauf, extra pace, he may go for runs, but also he will definitely pick you wickets. Similarly, if Lockie can get his line and length correct, he will be somebody really threatening. And you have Ahmedabad. You have Ahmedabad. The first game is there any other ground that will allow you pace and bounce. Dharamsala.
Dharamsala
Aryan,
will. Dharamsala will support. Dharamsala is there, and Ahmedabad three grounds. Maybe a bit of
even Pune.
Bangalore because you have an initial movement in Bangalore. So yeah, there will
So
be assistance for Pacers in the first half.
you have that much of assistance, but I would want to see what they do when they go to Chennai. Do they go with two seamers and three spinners with Nisham being the third seamer, and do they add Ish Sodhi in place of the likes of maybe Matt Henry or Lockie, whoever's not in the right rhythm? So there are a lot of things to discuss, but this is what I think, Aryan. But do you think there will be a lot of responsibility, just like today we saw Maxwell doing a havoc in Rajkot? Similarly, Glenn Phillips with the ball.
Not as good as Maxwell because Maxwell has the experience of bowling good proper off spin. He's a proper, and Phillips is the one who darts it in, but he'll get through 2 3 overs, which is enough for any captain to buffer in for compensate for any bowler who is having an off day. So New Zealand have one, two, three, four, five, six options already with them. If you add Nisham, you have seven. So a well-rounded side. Again, we talk about the depth. We see one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Even Saudi can bat, so they have batting till seven and eight, which is good enough. So not as deep as Australia or England, but still, I think they should be able to do a fine job. And interesting to see how they open the campaign on the fifth.
Yeah, definitely. And here comes a question: will Conway use his experience at Chennai to counter the spin-friendly opposition such as
Yes,
Bangladesh and Afghanistan? Because he's a local lad from the Chennai Super Kings, has played throughout the
and
tournament, if I'm not mistaken. So, do you think so? He will counter punch and play a long innings against these two
if
sides?
he doesn't, then I don't know who will. And remember, there's a CSK player, Santner, also there. So those two will be very familiar with the ground and bowling at that ground. So I fancy Sodhi, Santner, and Ravindra to play. I would rather drop Phillips and get Ravindra in that match where there'll
So,
be spin. But
do you see Ravindra playing only if the opponent has a lot of right-handers, or subject to the
no,
conditions?
I see him playing on surfaces that offer turn. So basically, yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Because Ravindra and Santner both are like to like players, just like we have Akshar Patel and Jaddu. That's the reason
Hmm.
why I asked this question. But yeah, fair
Hmm.
enough. And shall we move on? All right. We do move on. We do not have a guest, but we have a third and final trivia question for all the fans out here. Get ready is the third and final trivia question. Aryan, you can take forward the question.
Okay, who took the most wickets for New Zealand in the 2019 ODI World Cup and how many? I repeat, who took the most wickets for New Zealand in the 2019 ODI World Cup? That was the last one, and how many? We are waiting for the answers in the comments because we already know that. And in the meantime, we'll take a comment. If you notice, one thing about New Zealand are giving many chances to Ravindra. They are always backing him. Be it England New Zealand series. Yes, he's a talented guy, and that's why I picked Ravindra because I feel he's got the potential. But we are waiting for answers, guys. Who is the
Let's
most
see.
who took it?
Let's see if anybody can answer that. We are waiting for answers. We'll wait 30 seconds. Otherwise, we'll reveal it, obviously. But okay, Shankar sir has his first. I'll not say anything about it, but we have got your first answer, which is incorrect. Not even 50% is correct, Shankar sir. So I hope you understood what I meant. Let's see. We'll excuse if the how many wickets column is more or
We'll
less
okay.
between two cricketers.
We'll go with plus minus three, plus minus two. So Shankar sir
Plus
came
minus two.
close. Yeah,
plus minus 2, we will definitely go with that.
Shankar
So,
sir came close. Oh, fish. Oh no, Gopal, we are not saying about.
okay. Trent
No.
Bolt 18. No. So we'll give you a hint, that is the man you're seeing on the PPT is not the correct answer. It is not Bolt, it's somebody else. It is the man you're seeing in the presentation is just to bluff you all and to think that it's not Bolt. It is somebody else for sure.
When we put this question, I thought, man, you guys are going to get it. You followed New Zealand all the way, and I thought people watching our knowledgeable audience is going to get it. And I still believe with all the hints now, you can answer the question. So I am waiting for another answer.
Let's wait for 15 more seconds and then otherwise we'll reveal it and see if anybody thought about this player or not. Underrated, but
Forget the
is
forget the
is
number. Okay, forget number
forget the
also.
number. But also, last hint I can give you is that player is part of this year's World Cup squad as well.
Yes.
That is the maximum we can do for you. So let's see if you can. Trent Bolt says Sri Lanka. No,
Again,
not a
it's
Trent
it's
Bolt.
not Trent Bolt. It's not Trent Bolt. Pritam, let's give them the relief and reveal the answer.
Okay, somebody said Tim Saudi. Tim Saudi, was he part of the 2019 World Cup? If yes, he is not the answer. Okay, I'll not keep things waiting anymore. Let's roll on. It is Lockie Ferguson. It is Lockie Ferguson who took 21 wickets in the 9 matches in the ICC Cricket World Cup in 2019. Surprised to see nobody went apart from Bolt, and that is completely surprising because we everyone expects him to pick most of the wickets, but Lockie was very effective in the middle overs. He was chipping in with wickets every single game, and that is the reason why Lockie Ferguson is the correct answer. 21 wickets in 9 matches, and that is the right answer. We move on to the top four predictions. We don't have the guest here to predict, but Aryan, if you look closely, so top three teams are always consistent. The four teams is you have picked Pakistan, who has successfully landed in India today. So that's a good news. Then I have South Africa. Then Surendra Paji has New Zealand, and then Shankar Shah has Pakistan, just like you. And then you have Yatharth, who has New Zealand. So you have two New Zealand, no two Pakistan, and I'm all alone. But nobody's talking about any other Asian side apart from Pakistan and India. Sri Lanka, don't you see any chance for them? They look good on paper.
If they, I won't. I just doubt their consistency. They've won 13 on the trot, but World Cup is a different beast. We'll talk more about Sri Lanka, and I would get into the details once we go into that show on Monday, and then I would be able to better judge after looking at their team, which was out a couple of days ago, and then give you that answer. I'll give you that answer on Monday. So because right now I need to see where they stand.
Definitely, definitely. And we move on to the next slide. We'll not waste much of a time. That is the leading run score and wicket taker. Interesting choices from Yatharth. Joe Root. Do you see him being successful in Indian conditions, Aryan?
Yes, why not? But he is out of form. That's the only thing at the moment. And he needs to hit the ground running from game one. Can he do that? Can't he do that? It's a bit of a question, but I feel he can be in the top 10 for sure. I don't know about the top, but top 10, yes. And Mo Siraj, people didn't pick him, and now someone has. So, yeah, he can. Definitely he can. But see, if the wickets are flat, then it's hard, like it is today. So, and
Yeah.
you put out the message just now. Australia have defeated India by 66 runs in the third ODI, and
So that's
see,
not
I
good
told
news, but it's okay.
everybody. No, it's not okay because I kept saying in the group they're fooling us, they're fooling us. This is not the real Australia who showed up, and today they were at their full strength. They show up and they play like this, so it is good. Now we exactly know what we are going to turn up against on the 8th, and it's going to be a mouth-watering contest. But yeah, we'll get into that match some other day. Mohammad Siraj, no chance. Krishna Gopal is wow. So then, who
That's
is your
interesting.
choice?
I
Gopal,
probably
Sri
think
Lanka.
he went with uh, no, it was Deepu who said Quinton de Kock, but I want to once again see who were Gopal's choices. Probably he went with Kuldeep Yadav or Adam Zampa. Anyone among them he went with. But looking into this, Mohammad Siraj, man, today he played a game, had an off day. Both the seamers had an off day, but still, he's one of the two leading pacers. He goes with Bolt. That's the reason
Bolt and Klassen
why.
they had.
Yes, he said that yesterday. That's the reason why he was continuously saying bold, bold in the trivia question too. All right, but yes, Mohammad Siraj, no chance. Interesting choice, but I think he's going to come in handy. May not. I think the question is that I'm seeing a lot of seamers coming into the fan question. Like you said, Shine Shafidi, Yadath said Siraj. Indian conditions, spinners are much of a mode advantage, don't you think,
See,
Aryan?
I picked Shaheen because he has the variations to get wickets when the pitches get dry. That is a big factor. And Siraj, I don't think so. So that's a good reason to say no to Siraj. And then we have three spinners. So because in the later half, pitches are going to crack down. It's only a month's tournament, very quick, 1 month and 14 days tournament, and the Heat will take part because we go to Bombay. There will be heat. We go to Chennai, there might be heat. We go to Hyderabad, there might be heat. So heat will take a factor toll on the pitches, and then it's a question of who gets it. But these are only predictions. Let's see, and we'll do a show and we'll flash the slide out one day before, and once the slide gets completed on the fourth. Yeah, when we do Australia, so that will be the day we have all our predictions in, and then we'll see which one comes true. So yeah, interesting lead up
Absolutely.
so far, and this doesn't change. So
This doesn't change definitely until and unless we have a non-Indian guest. We'll definitely have a few of them in our upcoming shows. But I think that a lot of expectations lies on the this country who definitely lost today. It's part and parcel. You have to win some days, you have to lose some days. But today we almost played our full strength side. It's just a few of the players here and there. Hardik Pandya not being there, Shubman Gill. So it shows how important these two players are for Indian cricket. But still, India, firm favorites. Do you think after you're looking here and there, rest of the teams performing in different conditions?
should be favorites, not firm favorites. Should be favorites and should make the top four, and then it's on God's hands to take India through.
Surely that is we hope that this time the trophy comes home because last year, like 2015, Australia won at the home. 2019, England won at the home. Also 2011, India won at our home. So hopefully we can win again after 12 years, and let's see if we can get those winning moments because we have not been successful in ICC tournaments in the knockout stages. So let's keep those jinxes aside and let's see what our team India performs. But talking about New Zealand, Aryan, do you really think they can be threatening enough in the knockouts? Like,
They are
will
threatening. They are threatening in itself in the league stage. I have a sneaky feeling it's going to be. I said Pakistan, but it's going to be New Zealand slash Pakistan for the fourth spot. I firmly believe that. And if New Zealand sneak in, okay, I don't want us to face them in the semi-final. Beat any other team. India doesn't face New Zealand in the semi-finals, and then we can probably have an India New Zealand final. I'll still be okay with that, but not a semi-final. So I don't know whom New Zealand is going to face in the semi-finals, but I think they'll make it.
absolutely, but I have to bring this topic into the account. We have done this team already yesterday. That is the reason why I couldn't wait, but I have to bring this topic today. A shocking news came today a while ago that Naveen Ul Haq has announced his retirement after the World Cup. How did you see this coming? And do you see that it was meant to be or something about his fitness or some personal issues or something like that?
I don't know. This was a shocker. He's only 23. Should be Has to be a personal issue. if he's playing the World Cup, has to be a personal issue, can be uh, with the board um, or in the team. I don't know.
Because he was a
Retirement
late
is a
inclusion into the World Cup squad as well.
and he I mean, retirement is a personal decision, so we don't know what made him to take that decision. But if it's his decision, then be it, and we wish him the best for his last appearance for Afghanistan, and
World
hoping
Cup.
he does well. But nobody has ever done that from the age I've started watching cricket. It's almost been close to what, 14, 15 years. Have you heard any record of someone retiring this early? I don't think I have.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't too, because this came out of nowhere. It could be a fitness, it could be some tear or something to the body, but then he wouldn't have been part of the squad. I think we cannot judge, but I think it's definitely a personal issue. But if he has some personal issues, then I think that this is not the right forum, is it, to make your farewell in a ICC tournament World Cup that is not in your home.
No, no, but it is what it is, I guess.
That's correct, and we have to wait and see what he says, because he will be definitely asked someday down the line, and he has to give his own opinion why he took this decision. But we'll come to the conclusion, Aryan. Definitely, it had to be something not usual, because we are doing it without a guest, unfortunately. But from tomorrow, we'll be super active. We will have we will have some that is definitely, it was an unfortunate situation for Yadad. No problem with that. We hope we'll catch up with him definitely sometimes or someday later. But New Zealand, a team to watch out for, as we have said. But thank you so much, each and every one of you, for being part of this ICC Cricket World Cup marathon. Third day is done. Day 4 tomorrow. And guess what? It's none other than a team that is defeated West Indies in the ICC Cricket World Cup qualifiers. It's Netherlands, whom we are going to cover up tomorrow. Do tune in to at 9 p.m. sharp. We're going to have a new guest as well once again tomorrow. It's 10 different guests. I'll tell you once again, 10 matches, 10 different guests. 10-day marathon continues tomorrow. Day 4, it's Netherlands from 9 p.m. onwards. And thank you so much, each and every one of you who have given us your comments in the comment section. Every day we have the quiz as well. I hope you guys are liking the quiz. If you have any personal questions, don't forget to send us your personal questions regarding any team, so that we can put it in the PPT as well. But till then, thank you so much for being part of us. Till then, thank you and goodbye. Don't forget, as he just mentioned, I was about to say that, don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire and the Directive to get more updates regarding the marathon and even in the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023. Till then, thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night.